Welcome to Tabletop Tactics and welcome to this very special launch day. This has been years in the making at this point. Today you can download our all new Tabletop Tactics app, which includes our newly launched league for free on iOS and Android. That's right, it's completely for free, but what does it do? Let's explore it a little bit more. Would you like to be part of a global community of players who battle it out, recording your games and scoring points to increase your ranking in an ongoing league? Well, now you can bring the excitement of events right to your home, local shop or club in the Tabletop Tactics League. It's completely free to join and start playing now. Just download our mobile app from the Apple or Google Play stores, create a free account and register your faction. With faction locking for the season, there's no meta chasing the latest and greatest army, just mastering the faction you love in a like-minded community that wants to have fun. Once you've decided on a faction and a list, you can battle it out amongst friends or seek new challengers, including us right here in the studio. Just find an opponent who is also in the league and record the game results in our app. Submitting your scores couldn't be easier. Once you've finished your game, find the league season you're playing in and search for your opponents. You then input the total victory points scored, and your opponent then checks the scores and inputs their player pin to verify the results. Once updated, you can scroll through the league rankings and see your new placings on the leaderboard. With rules of engagement that are designed to be simple and fun, each season's rule pack will be organically updated as required and available to view in our app or on our website. So what are you waiting for? There's never been a better time to download our app. Get ready to slay the meta and join the Tabletop Tactics League now. So there you have it, folks. That is the app in a nutshell, but let's now actually talk about how cool it is and how I expect we'll all be using it and people will be using it, playing from the comfort of your own home or club, or maybe future events run by us. And by maybe, I mean definitely. So let's talk the league. So we're about to actually launch a new in-house tournament, which will tie right in with this league, a knockout event. We have designed it so that it will not mean that we can win the overall league, because that would be
that would be naughty.
But it will give us some points, and it does open up opportunity for you bosses to potentially play us in the future, challenge us here in the studio, and then of course, maybe even beat us, or maybe we'll beat you, and then we'll go up the leaderboard too. So how do you guys see yourselves using this in the studio going forward, other than of course running events? What do you think the cool things are associated with it?
A little community.
Yeah.
We've made a little gang. It's very, very cool. It's really fun that everyone that is a fan and a fan of us can all just join together and play each other. If you meet each other out in the wild, you can submit scores. It's really, really cool in that sense. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think for me, the exciting part is if you do have a small group of friends that all play 40K, whether one of you is like an on-demand subscriber or not, doesn't matter. You can just say, hey, download the TT app, and you can all create your own in-house league if you like, because the scores that you're submitting will then rank up against everyone else that's playing at home, but you'll feel like you're all playing for something if you want to.
You can compare yourselves to each other. And this is what I really like about it as well, is the fact, because you mentioned about people could come to our events when we run them, come and play us in the studio. Let's say you live over in, I don't know, Australia, and getting over here is, it's not exactly down the road, but you can go between the games that I played. I can see that I've beaten Chef. I've scored more points than Chef. I'm better, and that wouldn't be difficult. But the point being is you can do that from no matter where you are in the world. You can compare yourselves to your own community, but also our worldwide community and us as well, which is just, I think it's just a really, really cool way of getting people to get involved without needing to travel halfway across the world for events. Because, I mean, you guys have done big events all around the world. It's kind of difficult sometimes.
It is. And, I think also it's probably fair to say there's a lot of people that may be a bit intimidated by events, the tournament scene in general. Like, this is, not a hardcore, ruthless, smash all competitive league. This is about, it's faction locked. I mean, nothing else out there does anything like this. So the idea is you pick the army that you love because that's your collection. And you use that for the whole season, which will generally last a year. And that means that you can get really good with that army. So if, you know, one of your friends, like they get a new codex in that time and their army suddenly becomes really good, okay, that's all power to them. But they can't go, I'm jumping on the bandwagon and I'm going to take the latest and greatest thing, you know. So, and also it's quite cool locking, I think, factions for the whole year, because it is likely at that point that your army will come back into vogue. You know, the power will shift, so that games that you play early on where your army may have been dominating, may suddenly you might start to take a turn after your points, you know, increase or whatever happens.
We're going to find out who the best generals are, rather than who's the best at breaking the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to be a good war master, not just good at breaking lists and things like that. Go on.
No meta chasing.
No,
thank
no
you.
chasing.
Only
here.
meta slave.
Exactly. I think your point about we wanted to make it as accessible as possible for everyone. Match play is a really fun way to play 40k, but not everyone wants to go to tournaments. People that do can still use the app, and they can. We're hoping in the future people will be doing tournaments themselves using our system, which would be really cool, and then we'll see it expand from there. But I think whether you want to play on your kitchen table with your friends, or if you want to sort of expand out with your gaming club, there's something for everyone. It's really cool.
It's a really cool, at its core, it's just a great tool set for how the majority of people play realistically. Is you play with your friends, you play with your one pal that you see quite often, and you'll be able to play those games and submit scores for it and see how you measure up against everyone else that might be a fan and plays the game as well. So it just means that everyone can have a chance to be part of a big community of all these players, even if you are isolated and can't get to events easily, or don't even want to necessarily go to these events. You just have a good gaming club that you like to go to.
And then also those events tend to lock things like legends, so that you can't use them, so we're actually allowing your collection to be used. And because we're not like the Mighty Games Workshop, we can actually organically, if something becomes like a real problem, you know, if maybe a legends unit is suddenly ridiculous, we can choose to address that, you know, quickly, as opposed to, you know, leaving it in a vault for 6 months. You know.
and the rest. I mean, we've been saying for ages there should be a fourth way to play. You know, we've been saying that there should be a delineation between match play, because that is what the majority of people play, but there's such a connotation with it that match play is competitive play. Now, let people play competitive. If you want to play match play with your friends or with people from, you know, compare yourselves around the world without wanting to get too harsh into the nitty gritty of what is the meta in your particular region, or what is this particular thing. Like, we're going to be following the standard, like balanced data slates and FAQs, like the up-to-date rules, but as a general concept, the whole point of this is you're going to run the faction that you love, the way that you want to run it, and just see how you do. That's it, and just have fun with it.
That's it. It's just a free tool for you to track your games, really, and have something to play for over the course of a year. And then a new season starts, you can pick a new army, which is epic.
And it's also not all about competitive either.
No.
We're wanting to do narrative events where people can contribute globally. We want to feed it into our own narrative campaigns that we do.
We have so many plans.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, because we can literally now create another league adjacent with the Open League and make it for narrative. So, you know, all of the factions results we could then calculate and then put that towards like a global expansion, a planetary or empire style thing, you know, where perhaps territory has been, Chaos are winning, they're getting the most victory points at the moment, so that more territory is being taken. Will the Imperium arrive in time to stop them? We'll have to find out. And then of course we can make videos on that as well, which will link in with it. Which is awesome.
Dash everyone's hopes on the final episode.
Yes. Well, I remember when back when we were growing up in the back in
the
Storm of
olden
Chaos
times.
campaign.
Storm of Chaos
and
was your
the
boy.
Eye of Terror campaign.
Storm of Chaos, Eye of Terror. Then there was what was another one? Was it Medusa 5? Was another one?
And Medusa. Oh, it was.
That
I
was
actually
one.
played in that one too.
I played it. I played in Storm of Chaos and Eye of Terror slightly before.
What was the Albion campaign called?
Oh, that was before my time. That was just Albion.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
think you
just
could submit
all
results
these
to that.
kinds of things that you can do via a completely independent group of like-minded hobbyists and people who play the game with you. You know, it's going to be great, and there's going to be so much more extra stuff and little like just bonus things that we want to throw in. You know, like we're talking about these narrative campaigns. I've already got ideas in mind of like, you know, well, if you take part in that, you get a little veterans badge depending on how your faction has done. And similar to a way of doing it within competitive league,
Yeah.
or the open league as we're calling it, we're looking for best generals. You know, the best general of Chaos Space Marines, the best general of the Eldari, the best general of the
can't claim the
GC
title.
occult. But then for the narrative side of things, we can also be, you know, we can have bespoke titles. You know, think of it, achievements.
Yeah.
Breaker.
You know, yeah, exactly. Like little things, you know, like, you know, come from, you know, and all these little fun things that we can do to really inject some more narrative into a ladder, because oftentimes we find across all kinds of different games, all kinds of different systems, it's very much a case of, well, you get points, you get this, you get that. And we want to have that little bit of hobbyism back into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As fun as it can be.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very.
I don't think there's anything more to say.
Let's do it! Other than download the app right now and start registering.
Right, it is
free,
available
baby.
right now. And then we will be kicking off with our in-house tournament for the Open League as of this Saturday.
Oh,
First
baby.
game will drop.
Yeah, it is.
Very exciting. So then on Saturday, because we won't submit the results before then, of course, on Saturday you'll be able to see the first results come in. But watch the game first.
I wouldn't have to manually update the website anymore.
Yeah, it's all going to be on in the app. So folks, hopefully you are as excited about this as we are. It's completely free. Download it now. We look forward to seeing your results come in from home. And if you need to check out the rules, there are links below on the website for all of those there. For now, I've been Lawrence and the TT crew. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.